of the Psych 110 online study groups. And as soon as I open this up on Blackboard, what you're going to see is there's going to be a tab that says Study Group. Looks like that. And when you click on that tab, what you're going to see is the top thing will be a link to Study Group. And when you open that up, it will show you your study group and all the members who are in it. It will also have this Microsoft Word document that you can open that'll have the instructions, but I've got the instructions on my next couple of slides, so I'll show those to you in a second. And then the other thing it has is a short little video that tells you how to interact on a discussion board, because you'll be doing discussion forums with your study group throughout the semester. And I did put a note at the beginning of the before the watch video section there, that when you interact on the study group, to always please address your peers by name whenever you reply to their posts. So that's just an etiquette kind of thing. But this tells you how to be a really good study group participant, the video, when you watch that. I'm not going to play it now, but you can go back and watch it later. All right. Okay, so the study groups, as the syllabus says, they'll be worth 100 points, or your participation in the study groups is worth 100 points out of your 1,000 points for the semester. And the big reason for the study groups is so you all can help each other prepare for the 5 exams that you're going to have in the class. And you'll be assigned randomly to groups of about 4 members in each group, and each of the groups, I'll name them after a prominent psychologist, either from history or one who is currently working in the field. And each of your groups will have its own separate Blackboard page where you can do discussions and send each other emails and share documents with each other. And I'll show you what that will look like in just a second. And you also can exchange phone numbers with each other if you want to do that within your groups. That's not a requirement. It's just something that sometimes groups like to do, and they'll send each other text messages. But at a minimum, your groups throughout the semester should review the study guide for each exam and use your Blackboard page to facilitate group interaction with each other. Also, in your study groups, you'll need to participate with each other actively and act as a team to try to help each other prepare for exams. And then you'll also have some other discussions that I'll give you throughout the semester to be working on. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of incentive to interact with your study groups, on each of the exams, after everyone's taken the exam, I will average the scores on each exam for each study group. And the group that has the highest average on each exam will earn 10 bonus points. And then the second highest average group will earn 8, and then the third place group 6, and the fourth place group 4 points. Of course, there are no losers because nobody loses any points. It's just an opportunity to gain some points by your group earning the highest average on each exam. So it's not meant to, it's just meant to give you a little friendly competition, and then also to give you some incentive to really work with each other in your groups. Now, how are you going to be graded for the 100 points? Well, at the end of the semester, you are going to evaluate your individual participation and each of your study group members' participation in the group. And you'll assign points from 0 to 100 for yourself and each of your study group members. Now, these will be anonymous ratings, and what you'll do is you will send those to me through Blackboard. And then what I will do is I will average what you score yourself and what your other group members scored you. And I do reserve, though, the right to raise or lower any of the average points for individual members. for example, if a group says, oh, let's just all give each other 100, and I go and I look at the discussion forums on Blackboard, and at the other discussions that are within your study group page and or on your study group forum, and I see that there's one member who hasn't posted anything all semester, well, it's not fair for that person to get 100 points for study group participation. So I will lower that individual's points. Likewise, if I see that the group decides that they don't like somebody in their group and they tend to not respond to that person's post, then I'll pay attention to that, and I reserve the right to raise that person's scores. And, you know, that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, I don't think it's fair to that particular person. So I expect you all to handle conflict within your group, you know, within the group. And I mean, you could reach out to me if you need to, but hopefully you'll be able to do that on your own within the group, because remember, part of psychology is really learning how to interact with people who are different than you are. Okay, so when you go into your group page on Blackboard, the first thing you'll see at the top is a list of your group members, and then the second thing that you'll see is group tools. And so you have these group tools available to you throughout the semester that you can use to work with each other. So you have the Collaborate tool, which you could use, and that Collaborate tool, if you click on that, it actually opens up a group room within Collaborate on Blackboard where you could get together and do what we're doing right now and talk with each other and interact with each other. And you know, there's a chat feature in there where you could chat with each other. You can see each other on screen if you choose to do that, if you choose to put a picture, or if you choose to share video with each other. And you can actually even record the session like I'm doing right now, and then somebody can go back if they weren't able to join the session. They can go back later and watch the recording. Then there's a file exchange feature where if you share files back and forth with each other during the semester, you can do that with the file exchange tool. Then you all can do a group blog if you want to, and then I'm going to skip down here. You can do group tasks, assign tasks to each other. You can also do a group wiki if you want to, and then you can also send each other emails from within Blackboard using this group tool. The one that I really want to focus on, though, is the group discussion board, and I'm going to show you another screenshot in a second that'll show you about the group discussion forums. But you click on that, and it'll take you to the group's discussion board, which will look something like this. And so you'll see that there is a forum for exam 1 when you go in there, and the instructions are: use this discussion forum to discuss the study guide for exam 1. And I'm going to show you that study guide in just a little bit. And then for this next week, I have posted a discussion forum for you all to talk to each other about common sense, whether or not you think psychology is common sense, and why or why not. And there aren't any right or wrong answers to that. It's what you generally think based on what you have read so far in chapters 1 and 2 in the ebook. And so to open the forum, you click on that, and then there will be some words up at the top of the forum that say create thread, and so you click on that, and then that's where your initial posting. So study groups in my classes in the past, they have done their discussions in a lot of different ways about the exams. They may divide up the questions on the study guide and have each member do certain questions, and then they will post their answers in the file exchange, or they'll put them on the group discussion forum. And it's your group, so you can do it. You can organize it any way you want to. I'm not going to micromanage that. And I, as far as the discussion forums, I will watch those and see what people are doing. But most of the time, I won't make any comments in there unless I see something that somebody has answered a question wrong. Then I'll put a comment in there and let you know what's going on. Or if I see a group's not interacting, I may make a post and say, hey, you guys haven't even looked at exam 1 yet, the study guide. So what's going on? Do you need some help or something like that? Now for this first exam, because we're just now getting started and rolling everything out, I'm not going to be as critical about people posting on the discussion forum as I will for the later ones, because by then everyone should be on board and know what they're supposed to be doing within the study groups. So so next week you'll be doing a discussion on, you'll start the discussion for exam 1, and then what you'll do is you'll be discussing it from now until when you take the first exam. So, and then the other discussion forums, I will open those up, and you can work on those all semester if you want to. I wouldn't wait until the end of the semester to be doing any of these other discussion forums, and I'm not going to assign any particular grades for any of the ones that you do, like the common sense one. They're for you to help each other understand the class material. So if you're expecting me to say, well, how many posts do I need to make? Well, I'm not going to tell you that. You use it how you think it will help you the best. So okay, so that's about the study groups. This before I talk about the first exam, does anybody have any questions about the study groups and what you're supposed to be doing in them, or how they're going to be graded or anything like that? Anybody who's on here? Anybody? And you can put it in the chat if you want to. Okay. All right. Questions? Okay. Then I'm going to. Sorry, I had you all muted. I'm sorry. I just realized that. Do you all have any questions about the study groups at all?
I'm all good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm good also.
Thank you. Okay. So the next thing is about the first exam, and bear with me for 1 minute. I wanted to tell you what week you were going to be taking that. Okay, I'm looking at the course schedule, and scheduled to take the first exam at the end of week 5, which will be Sunday, October the 4th. It will be due at 10:59 Central. So I just looked at the course schedule on Blackboard to look that up. So hopefully you all know how to look up the schedule and the course content. Okay. So, and we're going into week 4 next week. Okay, so now back to the first exam. So I'll be posting the exam 1 study guide in the week 4 folder, so that you'll have that. And this is what it will look like. So well, I said week 3. It's actually week 4. I apologize. Anyway, so it will tell you the learning objectives for each one of the tutors, and the learning objectives are at the after the introduction to each chapter, and I can show you in the ebook in just a second where that is if you need me to do that. But I tell you which of the learning objectives in each chapter that you'll need to you'll need to focus on. All right, I just fixed that. It'll be in the 4 folder. Sorry about that. Okay, for the study guide. All right, so let me show you what they look like in the ebook, and then I can take you there if you need me to do that. Okay, so on the first exam for chapter 1, these are the learning objectives that are in the ebook, and I circled them on here for you to see. You need to look at objective 1, 2, 4, and 5. Let me go back to the previous slide. Okay, so you see chapter 1 learning objectives, number 1, 2, 4, and 5. And then this the learning objectives for all the other chapters too. So you actually have these on the slide, even though I haven't posted the study guide for you yet. Okay, and so that's what they look like. And so the first exam is over chapters 1 through 5. So do you all have any questions? Do you want me to show you where these are found in the ebook, or do you think you'll be able to find it okay? Anyone?
I think I'm good. I've already seen them a couple times.
Have you seen them? Okay.